is going on? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am in a 1998 Chevrolet Corvette C5 base model automatic trans with a LS1. So today I've decided to trade in my dumbbells and barbells for a pair of golf clubs. I've decided to trade in my Vans for a pair of New Balances. This is the C5 Corvette, not just a Corvette, the C5 Corvette. You know what's funny is when I think of Corvettes and I think of C5s, I am not a huge fan, okay? First of all, I'm not a huge Chevrolet Corvette fan in the first place, but I do really enjoy a C6 or C7. When I think of C5, I think of the typical, you know, guy going through the midlife crisis, gets the golf clubs, throws them in the back with the New Balances and the jean shorts, aka Joseph Young. You know what I'm saying? But this C5 actually looks really good. This is a buddy of mine, Randy. He owns Elite Detailing here in Amarillo, Texas right now. And this is just his little daily driver. It is a very nice torch red C5 with black leather interior. Now, there's nothing too crazy about it. It's just got a tune intake and I believe an exhaust on it. I'm not sure what type of exhaust. I don't know too much about it, but essentially it's just got a tune intake. Nothing crazy done to it, but I've never driven a C5 before, and he's working on my Ram today, so I decided to take the C5 out and do like a little review on it because I've never driven one before. I was really hoping it was a manual transmission though, because I do love driving a manual transmission from time to time, especially since I don't own any manual cars at this time. Anyways, first thing you would notice when getting in these cars is just how low they are to the ground. I mean, I feel like I am riding on a carpet that is being dragged across the floor. I mean, you are literally sitting on the ground. This is insane. And the fact that people lower these cars even lower than that, it baffles me. It baffles me. They're so low to the ground, especially when you're a taller person like myself. I'm 6'1". It's a chore getting down and under in the car. It's pretty crazy. But like I said, this car actually looks really good. The torch red is a super nice color, and it's got really nice gloss black wheels. I'll show you guys the outside, and we'll do a couple little highlight clips of the vehicle and what it actually looks like. But this car actually looks really good. Like I said, I'm not a huge C5 fan, never have been, but this one actually looks really good. Rides definitely like what you would expect from a two-door sports car from 1998. What's funny is it's got ride control from Tour, Sport, and Performance from 1998. Now, the cars nowadays, such as like a Hellcat or a Mustang, all the cars, you know, the new Vets, all these cars have controls for the same reason, so you can change the feel of the ride, because they are sports cars, but you don't want it to ride like a sports car all the time. If you're taking it to work, you know, if you're going golfing with the boys, you don't want it to ride like a sports car all the time. You kind of want to have that comfort feeling. Now, when you want to take it on a Sunday and you're trying to get away from your wife because she's annoying you, and you want to crank that guy over into performance mode and feel a little something in the corners, you can do that. So I really want to know if there is a difference though here. So we're in performance right now. It definitely rides a little rough. It's got some squeaks and creaks going over bumps. You know, obviously it's an older vehicle. It's got 150,000 miles on it, but it actually runs really well. So we're gonna put that guy in sport. Okay, not quite as stiff, but the steering wheel still feels very stiff. Let's put this guy into touring mode. Well, these roads are crap, so all the modes feel the same. But like a Hellcat, for instance, or even the Mustang, you can really feel the tightness in the steering wheel. I mean, it gets very firm. This one, no change in the steering wheel quite so much. Yeah, no change really in the steering wheel as much. It gets a little bit firm, but not a huge change where it's very noticeable. And the suspension still feels very rough. I mean, it's a car from 1998. What do you expect? Going through a school zone, trying to flex on all these kids. Yeah, it's a torch red Corvette. Here's the crazy thing. If you didn't know this car was from 1998, I could not have pointed out and said that is a 1998 Corvette. They don't look too much different. Obviously, you know, from the C5 to the C6, there are some changes with the flip-up headlights and the different bumpers and the different tail lights, and obviously a C7 is a completely different looking animal, but they don't look that much different. It's still a front engine, long nosed car, really short back end, rear wheel drive car, 2 doors. They really don't look that much different. It's pretty crazy. Very subtle differences, but there's huge differences between like a base model and a Z06, and especially once you jump to a C6, very big performance gains, and then a C7 is just, it's a very large leap between the vehicle differences. But driving down the road, I would not say that this car is from 1998. Definitely looks ahead of its time for sure. Corvettes are probably one of the most well-known sports cars. And, everyone has their bad stigma. The bad stigma about Corvettes is that it's the middle-aged man who hates his life and his wife cheats on him with the gardener, Esteban, and, so he goes out and spends half of his monthly paycheck on a Corvette that was probably only $35,000 or $40,000 brand new, and he, kind of feels like a badass all of a sudden. That's pretty much the stigma the Corvette gets. Every manufacturer and every model of manufacturer has their own stigma that they get. That's kind of the one that's always stuck around with the Corvette. The guy with the jean shorts, the New Balances, throws the golf clubs in the back, but only plays like not even the front 9 because he's so out of shape. He only makes the first 3 holes, drinks a Bud Light, feels drunk, and has to get driven home by his buddy Frank. I mean, am I right or am I right? That's neither here nor there. We are about to open this beast up, though. It's still a V8. It's still rear-wheel drive. It still has a very nice tone to it. There's nothing, and you can argue all day, but there's nothing that sounds better than a cammed LS or LT motor. Obviously, this is not cammed, but with the AC on and it being a 1998, it's got a little chop to it. See if we can go through the tunnel here. A little throaty there. I swear though, if a Mustang pulls up, we will gap him. Don't test me right now, Mr. Mustangs. Where are you at? Yeah, for being as stock as this car is with just an intake and a tune and possibly an exhaust, Randy, you'll have to confirm down below. It's still a very good sounding V8. These cars sound awesome. Now, obviously, the benefit of buying a C5 over a C6, someone would say, why would you want to go backwards rather than forward and buy the newer one? Well, do you want your valves dropping on the floor every time you floor it at the stoplight? I mean, come on, people. The valves will not drop in this motor. That is a guarantee with the C5. You can quote me on that one. We need to race somebody. I'm feeling like I need to race somebody right now. Where is everyone at? Now see, when the road smoothens up, as it's pretty smooth over here, this is a very nice cruiser. With me being 6'1", as I get in the car, I felt really cramped. But now, there's a ton of legroom. So once you actually get in the car and stretch your legs out, it's like the dash is right here, but there's so much room under the dash. It's really weird how they've designed Corvettes. Not weird, but me being a first-time driver of a Corvette, I've moved ones here and there, but I've never actually driven one for long periods of time. There's actually a ton of legroom once you let your legs stretch. It's just when you sit in the car, you feel like you're very close to it. This guy wants some? On 3! 1, 2, 3! Very cool sound. I'm telling you, even though it's just an LS1 with a check engine light, it's a very good sounding car. I love the sound of Corvettes. Even from the base model all the way to like a ZR1. I mean, they all sound very good. They all sound different, but they all sound very good. I myself am a crowd killer owner. I own a Mustang, but I still would choose an LS, a cammed LS over a Coyote any day. I'm sorry, my Coyote friends, my crowd killer homies. Really enjoy cammed LS. I'm sorry. Even a cammed LT, love them. They just so choppy. Plap, 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 plap. Just shaking, shaking, shaking. I mean, it's awesome. If you're not vibrating in your seat, your car ain't camming hard enough. But see, a Corvette, no matter where you go, it gets a look. It's like any two-door sports car, like a Viper. You drive a Viper, you get looks. you get a lot of looks because you don't see Vipers all the time, but it's that long nose, short rear end V8, well, V10 in that case. But in the Corvette's case, same thing. Long nose, short rear, V8 sports car. It's that traditional American muscle sports car that just does not go unnoticed no matter where you're at. The cool thing about these C5 Corvettes, if you're interested, is you can get them very cheap. So you're talking about getting into a two-door sports car with a V8 rear-wheel drive. You know, you can get a manual or auto, whatever you prefer. You get a Z06 or a base model, whatever you're looking for. And you're talking like probably under 25 grand. I mean, name a sports car that's as good looking as a Corvette that you can get into for that cheap. And like I said earlier, I'm not a huge C5 fan, but I could see myself driving this. I definitely need a little more power, but this thing's not too bad. So we're going about 30 miles this far. Not bad, not bad. He said this car probably makes a little under 400 to the wheels, but here's the big advantage. You don't have to have that big horsepower number because these things are so freaking light. It's unreal. It's unreal. And they can actually handle, unlike a Mopar where, oh my goodness, talking about a 100-point turn just trying to turn left going into Jimmy John's. I mean, come on. You've got all the power, but you can't turn. This thing can take corners. It's got very nice straight line acceleration because of how light it is. So I'm going to show you guys what the outside of the car looks like, give you a couple highlights of the inside, and you let me know what you guys think. So it's now raining and we have a rear-wheel drive two-door sports car, and that can only mean one thing. Turn off the traction control and we're gonna send it. A huge shout out to Randy for letting me borrow this car for the day while he works on my 2019 Ram 1500. Make sure you follow him at Randy Detailer. If you're in the Amarillo area and you need a detailer with a sweet C5 Corvette, you want to go golfing, you want to wear New Balances with, make sure you hit up Randy for all your ceramic coatings, paint correction, and detail needs. My name is David Van Boris. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Snapchat, VanV39. We'll see you guys on the next one. Where the hell is the cup holders?